Back in the old days, if you wanted a fast car, you either had to buy a sports car or you had to swap in an entirely new engine into your car, or install your own parts, which didn't really add all that much power. Now fast forward to today, if you can get your hands on one of these, you can literally download extra horsepower on the internet. Seriously, that brings us to the topic of today's video. Here at Vice City Vehicles, we'll be going over 8 cars that have insane tuning potential, and most of them are relatively affordable. When talking about cars with some serious tuning potential, there's no better platform to start with than the Mark III Ford Focus RS. Even in stock form, this is still a very quick car with a 2.3-liter inline 4-cylinder producing 350 horsepower from the factory, with full bolt-ons, which means that all supporting plug-and-play modifications are installed. As well as an ECU tune, the RS can push upwards of 400 horsepower reliably. If you're a bit more ballsy and want even more power, you're still in luck. The main performance limiting factor of the Mark III RS stems from the stock turbo. With a big turbo kit such as the Golf GTI Gen 2 and an upgraded fuel system, it's possible to unlock around 500 horsepower. What makes the Focus such a great platform for tuners is that not only does it come exclusively in a 6-speed manual, it is also all-wheel drive, which means that your newfound power will be delivered efficiently to all 4 wheels, maximizing performance. And in a car this small, 500 horsepower will feel more like 1000. Now, if you like the sounds of the Ford Focus RS but you also aggressively vape as well, then you may be interested in the Subaru WRX STI. While the WRX is sometimes memed by the car community for its faulty head gaskets and never-ending oil leaks, there is a reason why people love to modify Subarus, particularly the WRX. The number one reason why people adore the WRX STI is because of what you get for the car. You get a 4-cylinder turbocharged boxer engine with unequal length headers, which means they sound great. Have to put it away in the winter because it's all-wheel drive. It's also one of the funnest cars to drive, and simple modifications like an exhaust intake and a tune can push upwards of 350 horses. Fully built, we've even seen STIs capable of 500 horsepower, we're just not sure how reliably, however. Lastly, what makes the WRX STI a perfect fit for tuners is the massive community. At this point in time, it seems like the Subaru fanbase knows more about Subarus than, well, Subaru does, so you will never have to worry what's wrong with your car when your spark plugs inevitably go. Just kidding. 3. BMW 340i. Okay, I get it. It's not an M3, but the F30 340i is arguably one of the best BMW platforms to build if you just care about going fast. The turbocharged straight 6B58, which is the fan favorite and 55's predecessor, is very tunable. A simple downpipe and ECU tune can get you around 400 wheel horsepower easily. Once FBO with mods such as a proper exhaust, intakes and upgraded turbos, the 340i can push 600 to 700 horsepower. While a price tag of around 30 to 40 grand is hard to swallow, you are getting a car that is the best of both worlds. It's luxurious and comfortable, making it a great daily, and is also capable of handling serious power fairly reliably despite the notoriety of the Bavarian brand. While it is not a true M car, there's no reason to knock the 340i because it's just as capable as the M3, just at a discounted price. Next is the Mazda MX5. Despite being known as a very slow car, despite its sporty exterior, the Miata is one of the cars with the most aftermarket support ever. It's up there with the likes of the Nissan 350Z and the Honda Civic. If you're on a budget, the Miata is a great choice since not that much performance-wise can be done, but with a big turbo you can get somewhere close to 300 horsepower, while that's not a lot on paper. In a car that only weighs about 2,000 pounds, that will still feel pretty damn quick. Many Miata owners love how enjoyable the car is to drive even in its stock form, so with some added power, the Miata is a viable option. Much like the Miata, the Volkswagen Golf GTI is more of a fun-oriented car that handles well but doesn't really put down that much power from the factory. However, the GTI is incredibly popular for a reason, and no, not because it looks like an egg. Making power in a GTI is incredibly simple. If you're on a budget, just an ECU tune and a downpipe can produce gains of up to 50 extra horsepower in Stage 1. If you have a bit more to spend, a full bolt on Stage 3 with supporting mods like intercoolers, boost pipes, a bigger turbo and an exhaust will have you keeping up with scat packs. The potential of the GTI is so insane that we've even seen people build their Golf so powerful that they're able to take on Lambos. Available in a 6-speed manual or Audi-derived DSG automatic, the only true downfall of the Golf GTI is its front-wheel drive, which sometimes makes it hard to put down all your power from a dig. For our next pick, we've decided to go with a former hot hatch rival of the GTI, the Mazda Speed 3. The Speed 3 lays down 263 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque from the factory. The direct injected turbocharged, intercooled Sport Compact delivers a healthy dose of pure adrenaline. With the addition of bolt-ons, the ECU of the Speed 3 responds incredibly well. It's not hard to tell that this was a car that was made to be modified. One of the best parts about the Speed 3 is its flexibility. It's a load of fun if you're just looking to add 20 to 30 extra horsepower. But it can also be pushed even harder up to around 450 horsepower with big turbo kits, forged internals, and a fully built motor. Unfortunately, the Speed 3 has been absent from Mazda's lineup for a long time now, but this has not stopped the aftermarket support or the community for the platform. Another Japanese make seemingly built for tuning. The Honda S2000 is the next amazing inclusion on our list of tuner-friendly vehicles. Not only does this drop-top sports car boast one of the most interesting and subjectively attractive layouts in the automotive industry, it's also one of the only rear-wheel drive models that Honda has ever produced, garnering the interest of many enthusiasts. This, paired with the car's notable power output of 124 horsepower per liter, made the S2000 an immediate hit within the tuning crowd, since, at the time, it had achieved the highest horsepower per cubic inch out of any naturally aspirated model during the era. Its lightweight and rigid chassis, capable suspension, close ratio 6-speed transmission, and high revving VTEC engine allows it to excel on just about any track. The F20C and F22C engines have proven to be well suited for upgrades, especially when forced induction is added to the mix. As for a drag racing platform, the S2000 engine can be properly built to support over 1,000 wheel horsepower. Unfortunately, the OEM transmission and rear end won't last long when the torque output is doubled, tripled, or quadrupled even though it's a Honda. For our final pick, we've decided to go with what some call a budget German Hellcat, the Audi S4. While North America hasn't been lucky enough to ever receive the RS4, the S4 is still a fan favorite, and for good reason, since its supercharged 3-liter V6 TFSI engine sounds very reminiscent of American muscle cars. But at the same time, you get the luxury of one of Audi's better models. With a few pulley upgrades, an upgraded throttle body, and an intake, the S4 can run Stage 3 software, allowing anywhere in the ballpark of a whopping 493 horsepower. That, paired with Quattro all-wheel drive and a DSG transmission, makes for a very capable sedan. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for weekly automobile content just like this. We would also love to hear down in the comments any tuner-friendly cars we may have forgot to mention. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.